You have seen many videos for me about installing Docker and making some of its cool things as containers. The programs or distributions of Linux or stuff like that can be run as containers for Docker. And you have also seen Slackware videos where I show you how to do some stuff on Slackware. So what if we make a video that tells how we can install Docker on Slackware and set it up correctly. In this video I'm not gonna focus on the methods of installing the software, the dependencies of Docker, as much as I'm gonna focus on getting Docker running on Slackware. And we have here this page from Slackware docs, and to be honest, this tool, which is Slackpkg, can be installed and can be used to install Docker, but when you run these commands they will not work. You will not be able to git clone this repository from GitHub. I guess it doesn't exist anymore, and you need to follow another approach in order to install Slackpkg. This one is for installing it. So if you did not watch the video of adding the third-party repositories to Slackpkg Plus, you better go and watch it. I will put it in the cards because we will depend on it in this video. This page, we will need it to know what are the dependencies that we will need for Docker on our Slackware system, and you should have the third-party repositories installed on your or set up on your Slackware. Without further ado, let's jump into the commands for installing and setting up our Docker application on Slackware. First of all, here it says that we should have a Google Golang. Tiny. These ones, I believe they exist in the third-party repositories. For focusing on the methods of installing these dependencies, I'm not gonna do it in this video, as I said, but in a future video we may do it. We may reinstall or install Docker on another Slackware machine, but using different methods. So these ones, the ones that I believe that they exist in the third-party Slackware Slackpkg Plus repositories are these ones. Docker Compose will come with Docker, so if we install Docker Compose will come with it. libseccomp is installed on my system. libseccomp, this one, is installed already because I have Flatpak installed. It's one of the dependencies of Flatpak. You can check the video of Flatpak. I will put it in the cards as well. Docker proxy, I'm not going to install it because I'm not sure that it exists in the third-party repositories of Slackpkg Plus. Let's press enter. Alright, let's check again. Container D did not appear here, probably doesn't exist here. So any one of them that does not exist in these repositories, it's going to be an opportunity for us to try other methods depending on the availability of that dependency. So I'm going to pause the video. I will be back once it's installed. Alright, so 5 dependencies were installed, and 1 or 2 dependencies here, you cannot find them in the third-party repositories of Slackpkg Plus. And for the ones that we cannot find are probably Docker proxy. Let's try it. Let's try first with container D. It exists. Probably there was a small error or something that did not let Slackpkg see that we wanted to install containerd. So containerd as well exists in the third-party repositories. All of this depends on your setup of slackpkg plus and enabling the third-party repositories. If you did all of that, you will be able to find all these dependencies and install them the way I'm doing right now. And I'm sorry, I cannot do the full setup of slackpkg plus and the enabling of the repositories again. I did that, so please make sure you check the video in the cards. Containerd is being installed. Let's check what else. Runc is installed. Docker is installed. Docker proxy, I guess, is what's missing. The remaining here, Docker proxy. No. Alright, for Docker proxy, it's gonna be an opportunity for us to install it as SlackBuild, as I guess. So we look for, yeah, here it is. I looked for it before and I found it. Here it is. Yes, so this is an opportunity for you to learn how to install using the SlackBuilds. In every page of these ones, this is one of the websites where you can look for SlackBuilds and source code like this. I'm not sure if it's exactly the same as the source code that we used to install running make and make install. So here is the way you install the SlackBuilds. First, you download the SlackBuild, which is the second one. You download it like this, or by pressing clicking on the link on your browser like this. Okay, and then you decompress it, xvf, and then Docker proxy. You change directory to it, and then you download the source like this. Done. And then you check, you're gonna find this file or any file that has SlackBuild as an extension. You run it just like you run any script like this. It's gonna compile, wait some time for it, depending on the size of the package. It can take too long, to be honest. And then you find it's gonna tell you that this Slackware binary package is created. You install it just like you install any binary package for Slackware by running install pkg or upgrade pkg, and then you paste the path, or you go to the directory where it is. In this case is /tmp. Alright, the next thing is we continue with the configuration of Docker, which is about enabling the services. It's simple. All we have to do is to go to these two files, rc.just. I will keep this page in the description if you want. Like this, you add this to it. For me, it's added from the beginning. So for you add it, okay, to this file /etc/rc.d/rc.local. You save and exit. For me, I did not make any change, so I don't need to save. That's why it did not prompt me to whether to save or not. Second file is the same, but with extra underscore shutdown to the end. It becomes /etc/rc.d/rc.local underscore shutdown to close or stop the daemon of Docker correctly. So you copy this and paste it. In my case, it's already there, but with extra things, which is this message is going to appear to me whenever the system is being shut down. I can get rid of it if I want, and it's going to be exactly the same as this one. You follow the instructions here. Afterwards, you run these two commands. Chmod for this one, like this. So 755 for /etc/rc.d/rc.docker. The next one is to start the service of Docker, which will allow us to run and use Docker the way we want. I have used it before, that's why we have it here, so we can run Alpine. If I'm not mistaken, it's supposed to be something like this. Yes, so I have this one. I just ran before Docker pull Alpine, which is Alpine Linux, and I have it here. So if I exit, I did run before Docker pull Alpine, and it was done before, so I guess it's gonna say that it exists locally, if I'm not mistaken. Otherwise it's gonna pull it. Yes, it exists, it's up to date, that's why it said like this. Afterwards I can run it this way, and here it started the container and enter it to it. Okay, I hope it's clear. Thanks for watching and see you.